What do you have to hide?
2020 investigates Friday.
You're gonna break into the Vatican?
You in?
Something unbelievable is about to happen with special guest star Roger Moore, a new alias. Then at 10/9 Central, a disturbing case pushes everyone to their breaking point. A new practice after a new alias. ABC Sunday starting 9/8 Central.
Primetime continues. Once again, Charles Gibson.
When asked once why he robbed banks, Willie Sutton, a famous bank robber, said, "That's where the money is." We have a surprising new twist on that story tonight that only Chris Cuomo could bring us. It's called Dollars and Cents.
It's October 17th, 2000. You drive up to the bank, you get out of your car, you walk in, and what do?
You walk up to them, you don't say anything, they look at you, they read the note. It says, "Please be very quiet, empty both drawers, I don't want to hurt anybody." And then they start handing you the money.
This is one of those strange but true crime stories, a series of brazen, broad daylight bank heists. Our story also includes a beautiful Hawaiian evening, as well as the untimely death of a 1,500-pound bull. You'll see.
San Francisco Tower Room 2.
But we begin here, in the busy tower of San Francisco International Airport, and the stressful, though high-paying job, around $100,000 a year, of a seasoned air traffic controller, Rick Davis.
It is probably one of the toughest jobs that can be around. I was very good at it.
But Rick Davis was living a secret double life. At work, he was landing jumbo jets, but when he was off, he was that guy in the sunglasses. But why? With such a good, prestigious career, why rob banks?
I was on my own trying to pay the regular bills, and I struggled with them.
Money trouble was made worse by a desire to keep his two sons happy.
I didn't want them to see the fact that their dad was struggling.
Davis always showed his boys a good time when they visited from their home in Hawaii.
We went snowboarding, which they just took lessons, and they just love the experience of what it is to be on the mainland. And they have never had that, ever. And I really wanted them to have that.
Even if it meant that you were going to be spending money you didn't have?
Even if it meant spending money that I didn't have.
And though most families make do on far less than Davis earned, he grew more in debt and more frustrated. And then he snapped. For some reason, Davis came to see bank robbery as the only solution. And despite having no real plan, just a note asking for money, he walks into the Bank of the West in Fremont, California, and a few moments later, exits with a bag of cash. He couldn't believe how easy it was.
I walked out of the bank, I got in my car, I started it up, I drove away. And I'm thinking, well, why? Catch me. God, somebody, where are the cops? Why aren't they here? Why aren't there people rushing out the door going, "Bank robber, bank robber"? It never happened.
Davis thought he would come away with $20,000, pay off all his debts, and never steal again. It wouldn't work out that way.
I can remember being so disappointed that there was $4,500 there. I counted it twice, thinking, wow, this is all, it's not worth it.
He changed his mind, though, the next time he needed cash. In fact, he robbed 8 banks over the course of the next 9 months. He actually hit this bank twice, in all taking in an estimated $40,000. The cops had no leads other than these surveillance shots, which led them to nickname Davis the Robust Robber. And then on August 3rd, Rick Davis decided to pull his next heist here at the Bank of America in Concord, California. He walked in, handed his note to the teller, and waited for his cash. Just as easy as always, or so he thought. You see, Rick Davis was about to learn the hard way that crime doesn't pay. Detectives David Espinoza and Mike Finney handled the Davis case. Espinoza met up with the robust robber while withdrawing some money on his lunch break.
He just had a robotic, rigid look about him, standing in line, waiting for the next teller.
Espinoza follows Davis out of the bank.
Sure enough, he goes out the door carrying loads of cash.
Davis's luck had finally run out. When Davis's oldest son, Justin, heard his father had been arrested,
I was surprised, shocked, angry, sad. My thoughts running through my mind were, why, why my dad, why would he do something like that?
Davis pleaded guilty and is free on bail, awaiting sentencing.
What pushed you past that line of reason about right and wrong?
I had to do whatever I had to do, and I didn't know what else to do.
But now his attorney, Randy Sue Pollock, says she might know the reason.
I don't think he's a common criminal. Things happen to people, and that's what society doesn't generally understand, that there are reasons why crimes occurred.
And that reason brings our story back to a moonlit evening in Hawaii. It was 5 years ago. Davis still lived there, and it was late.
I hit a black Brahma bull going 40 miles an hour.
Davis's injuries were devastating.
I basically broke every bone in my face. I had broken my skull. I'd broken both cheekbones, had orbital fractures in them. The nose was completely destroyed.
Pollock says Davis sustained a serious brain injury, and that injury caused him to rob banks. She's hoping the judge will agree and give Davis a reduced sentence.
A normal person like him would not have acted out in this way, but for the injury.
Pollock has enlisted neuropsychologist Dr. Larry Warnian to make the case. He gave us one of the tests he gave Davis.
Let's try this if you don't mind.
Simply stated, the doctor believes he can prove to a court that Davis is unable to smell right from wrong.
Let me wave this under your nose. Okay, do you smell anything?
Yes, I smell something.
What is it?
I smell chocolate.
Right. How about this one? Okay. How about now?
I smell something. It had more of a kind of a menthol-y smell to it.
Yeah, right.
Can I take these off?
Yes, you can take that off. I presented over a dozen cents to Mr. Davis, and he bombed out on it.
He gets into the car accident. The front of his brain is impacted, and that would be manifested in a problem smelling things residually. But why would that make him susceptible to robbing banks?
There are certain portions of the brain that seem to speak significantly to issues of a person's character, a person's social judgment.
Doctors confirm that the frontal lobe controls smell and social judgment, and that an injury to the area could possibly lead to antisocial behavior.
You were really struggling trying to...
So Warnian will argue that but for this accident, Davis would have known better than to rob banks.
I think it's based on a neurological impairment. Yeah, I mean, this is bad social judgment. This is a function of the integrity of the brain and how it falls apart in understandable and predictable ways.
How sure are you of that?
Dollars to donuts. I'm quite certain that...
Dollars to donuts. Would you stake your reputation on it?
I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you now. You better believe I believe it.
Detective Mike Finney of the Concord Police says something smells funny here.
Do you buy that a man that was directing air traffic may have had a run-in with a cow that made him into a bank robber?
Rick Davis had a choice about what he did. He chose to rob banks. I think in that case, he actually should be treated the same as any other bank robber.
What is wrong with the cynical reporter saying, well, this is just one more case of a good lawyer looking for a way to get a guy out of a jam he put himself into?
It isn't just the financial problem that caused these bank robberies, but for that initial, that serious injury to his head, he wouldn't have acted out in this way.
Well, it's in the court's hands now, and Rick Davis is hoping the judge buys his explanation for why this seemingly good man went bad.
Do you think that the reason you robbed banks is because you hit that cow?
I can't think of anything in my life that would cause me to do something like that. It did not compute in my head.
Since pleading guilty, Rick Davis has been out on bail, living at a halfway house and receiving therapy. He'll be back in court next month for sentencing. And the judge has a lot of discretion. He could set Davis free on probation or lock him up for years. We'll be right back.
Drawing out the memories. Art therapy for children who lost fathers on September 11th.
I'm scared here because sometimes I think like when I grow up I won't remember him.
A journey of the heart on the way to healing when Primetime returns.
Prepare yourself for the Oscars.
Sunday, March 24th on ABC.
Ooh.
I am one of the many people.
We used to think they're frequent, persistent heartburn.
It's just plain old heartburn.
But if you've treated your heartburn, changed your diet, and the pain still comes back 2 or more days a week, it could be from acid reflux disease.
And over time, that acid churning up can wear away the lining of your esophagus. I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Today, there's a purple pill called Nexium from the makers of Prilosec. For many people, 1 prescription Nexium a day means complete
24-hour.
Day and night heartburn relief.
And Nexium is also proven to heal erosions in the esophagus caused by acid reflux. Only a doctor can tell if you have this damage. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium and Prilosec are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Talk to your doctor and call this number for more information and a free trial offer for Nexium.
Relieve the heartburn, heal the damage. It's possible with today's purple pill called Nexium.
Nothing takes the fun out of a day home sick like a sore, runny nose. Thank goodness for Kleenex tissues. Kleenex lotion tissue is soothing to your sore nose so you can fully enjoy your day of misery.
Wouldn't it be perfect if kids were always ready to go and sausage would cook in under a minute and taste like fresh cooked?
Jimmy Dean Fresh Taste Fast Sausage. Great Jimmy Dean taste in less than a minute. Fresh taste fast, guaranteed.
I like to look at things of beauty. They make me dream. They make me wish. They make me smile.
The all-new Lexus ES 300, a new world of luxury.
There's always been one special place every parent loves to share with their kids. Okay, make that 2. Come to McDonald's as we salute a year-long celebration of all things Disney, the Walt Disney World 100 Years of Magic celebration, and take home one of 4 special edition commemorative glasses. They're colorful, fun, and perfect for filling with memories.
Where is this man? Could he be hiding in plain sight, disguised? We were so close to getting him. How did he get away? Is he even still alive? So many questions unanswered until now. Monday at 9, 8 Central from ABC News, The Hunt for Osama bin Laden.
Something extraordinary has happened to Kathleen Nolan. She's about to join the ranks of the 9 most powerful people in the United States.
You are the president's nominee for the Supreme Court.
Oh my God.
Sally Field in the Court, ABC Tuesday, March 26th.
Painted memories. The 9/11 children move from hurt to hope. And then, Rosie, and a passionate plea for the kids no one wants.
I can tell you the names, and I can see the faces in my head of children who have died from abuse by their parents.
When Primetime Thursday continues after this, from our ABC stations.
It's 10:34, and coming up at 11, Abner Louima speaks out from his Florida home on the same day Charles Schwarz is released from prison. Also, on the docks of Jersey City, authorities break up a kickback scheme allegedly run by the mob. And Sam's weekend forecast at 11.
They're the ones who say, you're always right. They say they're not happy until you are. Because small business is about a higher level of customer service. We created a higher level for them. Open, the Small Business Network. New tools, services, and savings for a small business economy. From American Express.
Fleet ATMs let you preset for one-touch withdrawals. There's a way to make banking better, and we're working on it.
making me swim like a tadpole.
Making more doctors available.
Making laughter the best medicine.
Making customer service better.
Making me feel better when I feel bad.
And making it all simple.
Making more playtime.
That's how we make healthcare work for you.
Making me feel important.
Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Making healthcare work.
Some major highway closings this weekend. We'll show you what roads you need to avoid at 11.
Primetime continues. Once again, Diane Sawyer.
Is there any parent who hasn't felt helpless watching their children struggle with hurt and wishing there were a way to make them feel better? Well, tonight we're going to go to a place where they seem to know how to help. On the 6-month anniversary of September 11th, here's Jay Shadler with a bright promise of hope for tender hearts.
For many children, when words fail, art is the magic door to feelings trapped inside. Though haunting and painful, you will see that their drawings are revealing acts of creation, not destruction, and the first steps on a journey back to life. Terror in red marker from an 11-year-old boy. Sorrow in charcoal from a 6-year-old girl. And heartache in pen and ink from an 11-year-old child.
Why does it come out? Why does it come out in art? That's the unconscious that's being symbolically expressed. We're going to maybe do 3 or 4 quick designs. And
Laura Lumo-May is an art therapist from the Valley Hospice in Ridgewood, New Jersey.
One of the nice things about art therapy is you can go to a place of pain at the same time that you're doing something that's enjoyable. We've got a lot of little paintbrushes here.
Laura works mostly with children who have suddenly lost parents. Since September 11th, 53 children have joined her art program. They range in age from 3 to 11, boys and girls. All lost parents at the World Trade Center.
My dad always used to say I never do anything that like you get hurt. I always felt like so safe because I thought that he'd always like protect me.
Just like, why would they do it to us? We did nothing to them.
With the family's consent, Primetime has been given unusual access to their art therapy. Crayons, quilts, and masks, paints, and pain.
It's going to take some time. It's very painful now, and we'll never stop missing him.
Susan Wallace is a single mother now. Her husband, Roy, worked on the 105th floor of Tower 1. She says her daughters, 6-year-old Mallory and 4-year-old Caroline, are just beginning to express their grief.
They complain of belly aches, and the little one says her heart hurts. She actually says, my heart hurts.
Excellent. Much smoother.
Trudy Sinton has enrolled her 11-year-old daughter, Allie, in the art program, too. Allie used to love riding in her dad's convertible, but in the weeks following his death, she became withdrawn.
She said, well, I need to be strong for Mommy. And I tried to explain to her, you don't need to be strong for me. This is just my way of letting my feelings out. I cry, and if you need to cry, cry.
Finally, Ann Wodenchek is now on her own with 5 children. Sarah, Haley, and Molly, Zach, and William. Their father, Christopher, was 35 years old and devoted to his family.
These people that were just, civilians. It was just a person going to work to make money to support his family.
Do a quick painting.
And so the sessions begin. The first group, ages 6 to 8, includes Mallory Wallace and 2 of the Wodenchek children, Haley and Molly.
Just colors and shapes.
Laura starts with a warm-up exercise to paint a feeling. First, try happy or silly.
Do an angry picture.
But then, when she asks for sad, Molly quickly reaches for the black paint. An outline emerges, twin towers. Haley paints herself and her father, both redheads, and a message. The final painting is to be freeform, anything at all. But the pictures, like the feelings, remain solemn. Another tower, this one with people inside.
You put a lot of faces on the building there.
I put 2 people over here because there was other people in the other building too, so he probably helped everyone out to get out of the building, but no one could. I was upset when it happened because he wasn't here anymore. So I miss him now.
Thank you for talking about that. I know that was hard.
Mallory is working hard too. This number clearly has a special meaning. Yes, she's just turned 6 years old.
That one's my dad. That one's
But there's a
my
lot more to it
sister.
than that.
We had like a special mass for him, and when we had that mass, it was right on my birthday.
It must have been very hard to have your daddy's memorial on the same day as your birthday.
Every picture draws out another feeling.
I'm scared here because sometimes I think like when I grow up I won't remember him. I don't get it why it had to happen. And now I don't know where he is.
I know. It's scary just thinking about that, isn't it?
Interpreting the children's pictures is itself an act of art and science. Laura's insights come from 20 years of watching and listening.
There's the plane, there's the towers, there's herself as big as the towers. The feelings that she was having and her experience of it made herself the same size as the towers and of this experience of what happened.
A lot of this is about a very secret place, isn't it? Inside?
It is. But you can't just go diving into that secret place because you're doing them a disservice.
They have to protect the secret place.
Right, so they have to protect it and you have to help them protect it at the same time as you're helping them release what they need to release and understand what they need to understand. We brought a lot of photographs.
For the older children who have begun to understand something of the finality of death, art is a way to explore their loss.
The outside I thought might be comfortable feelings, safe feelings. And maybe on the inside you can put any painful feelings, any fearful feelings.
Today, Laura is having 10-year-old Sarah Wodenchek and 11-year-old Allie Sinton make heart-shaped memory boxes. With words and pictures cut from magazines, it's a way to commemorate their father's lives.
And with the security right there, without my dad, sometimes I feel, less secure because I don't really have like a man around really anymore. You can see that I have more in here than I do outside because I don't tell people a lot of things. It's like I'd rather kind of keep it to myself. In this picture, it looks like he's alone and just drifting, and that's sometimes how I feel.
Oh, jeez.
For Allie's mother, this was the first time she had seen her daughter's hidden emotions expressed through art.
This just shows how deep inside her, and I had no, jeez. She's hurting really inside. She's in a lot of pain.
And Sarah Wodenchek opened her heart, too.
Well, the roses are for when my dad gave my mom all these roses for her anniversary. And running is because my dad loved to run.
He was a runner. He ran the marathon. He was American. He loved his family. And she's thankful for everything he gave her.
I'm sorry.
In a moment, a glimpse into the future. Children who've been there, from heartache to laughter and happy memories.
He was a good cook.
What do you like to cook?
Pizza, French toast, pudding, and milkshakes.
When primetime returns.
Mama keeps our house sparkling like sunshine. Mama keeps our house fresh like the springtime. Mama keeps our house clean with the magic. Mama's got the magic of Clorox.
Clorox disinfecting wipes. The only wipes with the disinfecting magic from Clorox. So you're sure they kill germs that sponges and paper towels can't.
Mama's got the magic.
Clorox disinfecting wipes.
Mama's got the magic of Clorox.
Where will the next great idea come from? the next trend, the next cure. More than likely, it will come from a small business. Because small business is about innovation, we created one for them. Open, the Small Business Network. New tools, services and savings for a small business economy from American Express.
It's good for you. It's great for you. The natural power of Tropicana. Reach for the straw in the orange. Tropicana Pure Premium.
What happened?
I thought he said a potato was coming.
Tornado? Why would I say a potato was coming?
Jack, were you on a cell phone?
Yeah.
It's the cellular static. Here, Sprint PCS built the largest all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so you won't have any of these misunderstandings.
Bullet, come here.
Looks like things are clearing up already.
4,000 minutes for $39.99 from Sprint PCS.
Tomorrow, do you know this guy? Here's a hint. He made Dan Quayle a national joke and brought himself 15 minutes of fame. Meet our mystery guest on Good Morning America. And tomorrow, when you want to find the prescription drugs you need without paying soaring prices, they may be just a click away. How do you get them? Watch World News Tonight.
Two young women on a path of self-discovery.
She's not gay. Well, obviously it's possible.
The most controversial Once and Again ever. Monday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Hey, Melinda, do they have a name for our show yet?
Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central.
Well, I know that's a time slot, but what about the name? How about it crazy, huh? No, what's the name of the show?
Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central.
That's the name? Ed, have you heard this?
I don't do the promo thing.
Sorry. John, have you heard about our name?
Oh, don't worry, Ivan. Look, a lot of very successful shows have had very odd names. Think of Monty Python.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, John.
Oh, dear God, we're doomed.
ABC Wednesday, March 27th. The premiere of Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central.
What's up? What's up? Where you want to go?
What do you mean?
Hey, guys, where do you want to go?
Classic.
The Civic from Honda. It figures. Get special APR financing as low as 2.9% for 36 months on 2002 Civics.
We return now to matters of the heart and the children who use art to unlock their hidden feelings inside. For the 9/11 families, the process has just gotten underway. But Jay Shadler gives us a glimpse of the hope that lies within their reach.
Watch closely. This small face was once hidden in tears. If you think back about your dad, give me some really good memories that you have about your dad. What?
He was a good cook.
What do you like to cook?
Pizza, French toast, pudding, and milkshakes. And
Like the children of September 11th, the Fellner family suffered a sudden, violent loss. It was September 1999. Hurricane Floyd, after rampaging through the South, stalled over the suburbs of New York City. Rivers overflowed, bridges collapsed, and thousands of homes were flooded. During the height of the storm, 53-year-old Stephen Fellner left work in a desperate attempt to make it home to his family. With roads impassable, he abandoned his car and began an 8-mile walk through the torrent. He never made it home. Stephen's wife, Christine.
So that just completely ended my life as it was, and from then on, you know, it's just been a real hard battle, really, really hard.
Hard for the children, too. 8-year-old Jacqueline, 10-year-old Daniel, and 12-year-old Michael.
But if you have, you know, a father that always was out in the garden, always coming to work, making food, perfectly healthy, and then you just take him away when he dies because of no illness, just a hurricane.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think it's unfair, you know.
Very unfair.
Yeah.
In the wake of their father's death, the children became withdrawn and despondent. So 2 years ago, Christine enrolled them all in Laura's art therapy program. These were Daniel's first drawings.
His images were very, very raw and very, very powerful and very, very violent in the beginning. He drew this picture, which to me looks like his father drowning, but he said, "This is my dad swimming. My dad taught me how to swim." You know, I said, "Is that what it is, or did you do something sad in your picture?" He said, "No, I forgot to."
Are you saying that he's deceiving you in a way, or?
He's either deceiving me or deceiving himself.
Sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 unspoken words, and slowly even the hard secrets began to soften. Within 18 months, Daniel was able to express the story of his dad's death clearly and honestly.
When it was Hurricane Floyd, my dad died.